Well, okay? So we were on storylines and drama. Was there, Dustin? Did you have more?
That was like my favorite.
Those are your
storylines, and then like when the Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series, Brother Love was originally his manager.
That's Bruce Pritchard.
That is. I love you.
He was
a Southern evangelical preacher.
Is that when he had the racquetball thing too?
That's Jim Cornette.
Oh, Jim Cornette.
Bruce Pritchard had red face.
Yes.
He had a white suit.
Yep.
And he was like, I love you.
Yes.
And he would do his little the love pit. Well,
Jimmy Hart, Mouth of South, and Jim Cornette were some of the biggest managers of the time.
Jim Cornette
Bobby
indirectly
Brandon.
talked about our Ernest podcast
No shit.
on his podcast.
No
a couple
shit,
years
did he?
ago. Somebody asked him after our Ernest on the Ropes episode came out, where we talked about the potential Ernest WCW wrestling movie that never happened. And they did do Ready to Rumble with David Arquette years later, but there was an Ernest script, and we talked about it. Somebody that listened to our show wrote to Cornette, and they asked Corny if he knew anything about this and what his thoughts were. They weren't favorable, but it was just funny that Jim Cornette...
Just on the idea of it.
Yeah, he talked about something we discussed on our podcast.
Well, I don't remember exactly what we said about it at the time when we were doing the Ernest show, but I assume I said, or collectively we said, Ernest and professional wrestling would be a match made in heaven.
that's peanut butter and jelly.
It's a Southern delight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's ambrosia.
I would have loved it.
It's ambrosia.
That's how much I feel for you, baby. How much I need your touch. How much I live for your loving. That's how much. That's how much. That's how much. That's how much. Then you jerk it out. Shut up, hush your mouth, can't you hear you talk too loud? No, I can't hear nothing 'cause I got my head up in the clouds. I fired up anything that I can chew. I'm chasing cars up and down the avenue, but that's okay. 'Cause it's easy once you know how it's done. You can't stop now, it's already begun. You feel it running through your bones.
Knife, fork, tuck, and shirt.
Eat it up.
Jerk it out.
Jason, did you have any favorite moments, or I'm sorry, storylines, or bits of drama, little vignettes, even?
Well, I was going to say, what year was your entry point?
Okay, so
'Cause it's later than
famously,
mine.
your problem when we were kids was you did not know where to find it.
same can be said about professional wrestling, for real. I currently live in the neighborhood that I grew up in from like age 7 on. And in this neighborhood, I was like the youngest kid. So I had like 2 or 3 friends in the neighborhood that were like 4 or 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
So these guys knew about stuff like this. They were in like 5th or 6th grade, and they knew what was up. And here I was, like 1st, 2nd grade. I didn't know much about professional wrestling. I knew who Hulk Hogan was. And I went to, I think, at the very least, one professional wrestling match at the Peoria Civic Center. And I was probably 8 when I did that.
Okay.
And I met Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I got a picture with him. And I've met him 2 times since. And the first of those 2 times, I had him sign the picture of him and I when I was young.
Yeah.
And that was a fun interaction I had with him. He was very nice to me. And I saw people, I think I saw like the Genius, who was Lanny Poffo. Previously mentioned Lanny Poffo. Or maybe we didn't mention him on the show.
Remember his catchphrase, like, I got 2 words for you.
No.
That was Lanny Poffo's thing.
I don't think so.
Oh.
That was something he came up with in his head and then did backstage. for cash. No, he was he was the genius, and then also I think like I remember seeing the Red Rooster. I think the Texas Tornado might have been there.
Yeah, the Red Rooster. That's Terry Taylor. Hey, we're gonna give you this gimmick. We want you to dye part of your hair red and spike it straight in the middle of your head,
Like a rooster.
and you're gonna make chicken noises and kind of strut around the ring like a reject Ric Flair.
People will love it, or they won't.
They didn't.
Boy, you were not kidding that when you eliminate all the competition.
Oh no, this is it. This is in the heyday.
what?
They got him from another territory. Terry Taylor was a great worker in
Some of
another
these
territory.
descriptors-
When you get the call up to the big league, they don't always do you a solid with giving you a good gimmick. Not all of them work. For every Ultimate Warrior, there is a Red Rooster or a Blue Blazer, a.k.a. Owen Hart in his first run with WWF. Brett calls in a favor like, hey, I want you to bring my little brother down. He's really doing great in Calgary. Vince watches him. Okay, cool. We'll put a mask on him in this blue unitard, and he comes out and does flippy shit, which at that time, nobody did. And
Like Lucha Libre
yeah,
style.
and we're going to call him the Blue Blazer. And that's what he came in, and it didn't take, and he ended up getting cut. Fast forward years later, they bring Owen Hart back to the company. Shawna loves it. I love it. Owen's great. Owen is one of my all-time favorites. They do a flashback. We're going to bring the Blue Blazer back. We're going to, like, remember, like, wink, wink. Remember when you were the Blue Blazer? Let's do that again. That'll be fun. And they would lower him from the ceiling. And that ended up killing him because he was
what led to him dying.
doing that character, and they were supposed to be dropping him from the ceiling in Kansas City on a pay-per-view before the match, and the harness broke, and he died. So that shitty gimmick that he got in the 80s that they ended up bringing back,
Fucking killed
there's
him.
no other reason why he would be up there being lowered from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Learning.
I'm learning some shit tonight.
I watched that pay-per-view live. I remember when it cut away, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And they came on, and Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler are like in
Weren't we
hushed
in high
tones.
school?
Because I went
Yeah,
to
I
the
think we were
Monday
in high
Night
school.
Raw. I had tickets. So they were in Kansas City. They were going to be in Moline recording Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And I went to, it was the Tuesday night show. So it was technically 2 days later. I didn't see the Owen tribute episode because that was like the next night. I was at the one the day after, and it was still fucking weird.
I bet.
They crucified Stephanie that night, if I remember right. The Undertaker like had her on his crotch.
They moved on pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
But yeah, shitty gimmicks abound in the heyday, and
Good Lord.
unfortunately, one of them led to somebody's demise.
Death. Damn.
But yeah, you have a later start date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of the back history. I didn't experience it necessarily in real time. Some of it I did watch, but I was around for the Hogan movies. The No Holds Barred, the Suburban Commandos, and
Mr. Nanny.
yeah, some of those I saw, some I did not. Thankfully,
I remember some of them being promoted in my Marvel comics. Thunder in Paradise.
Oh, that was a TV show. That was almost his WCW era.
yeah.
Okay. I remember that, like, one-page ads for those in Marvel
Yep.
comics and my Spider-Mans.
That was before he
X-Men's.
opened Pastaroni in the Mall of America, or what, Pastamania, what it was called.
Hulk Hogan's Pastamania.
Now we know people that have sang karaoke at his wing place.
Yeah, while
in
Hogan's
Florida.
chowing down on buffalo wings. Yeah,
Our friend Adam from the Ernest.
God, that's the greatest. film I've ever seen.
Lord.
That video was great. Hogan behind him just chowing down on wings while Adam slays in a karaoke competition and wins a championship belt. From
Hell
Hogan.
yeah! Way to go, Adam.
Like I don't think Hogan's a good guy, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't put. I don't think he's a very good wrestler.
Agreed.
But if I came across him, I would still be awestruck. I'd be like, "Holy shit!" And
He's
Yeah.
the dude.
and I would love to go up and like shake his hand and get a picture with him. I would still love to do that. Dude is an
He's
icon.
not my guy, but he's a guy, and he's a very important guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty important
So I
guy.
got to give him props. Drunken Lullabies, my first podcast, we called our listeners Drunkamaniacs, and when I made a T-shirt, I was like, "There's only one shirt to make. It's the Hulkamania,
The yellow shirt.
the yellow shirt with the red font,
Yep.
and it says Drunkamaniac across the front.
Still got mine.
And I've still got mine, and I sold a fair amount of those. It was a one print, one and done, and a limited run, and yeah, it's a fun shirt. I used to get a lot of compliments when I would wear it to beer fests.
Well, should we move on to the favorite moments?
Oh, I've got moments. I want to hear Shawna's. It's her birthday after
Here
all.
is Shawna's. For the most part, no particular order, but I did save what I personally think of what she gave me. I save what I think is the best for last. SummerSlam 94. This is the first event to be held at the Chicago United Center 11 days after it opened. Her favorite match of that night was Bret and Owen Hart, the Bret and Owen Hart cage match.
Okay. See, they were always at the Rosemont Horizon. Mm-hmm. That's where they always used to wrestle when they went to Chicago.
I knew that much.
Now it's Allstate Arena, but that building is great. That's where all the Chicago pay-per-views are. Many wrestlers say that is their favorite
That's the one that
arena
has like the
to
amazing acoustics.
It's
Yes?
got wood ceilings.
Yes.
Okay.
That there's wood up above in the ceiling, and Stone Cold Steve Austin has been quoted as saying, like, you're just laying there in the middle of the ring on your back, and the sound just reverberating down onto you. It's deafening, and he said it's unlike any other arena.
We've heard Stone Cold over the years, Kurt, talk about this being one of his favorite buildings to wrestle in. And he attributes a lot of that to the wood ceiling. He said the sound would reverberate down, and it just felt like it was a livelier, more fun experience for the performers in the ring. Would you agree with that assessment for this building?
Yes, it was. The acoustics were incredible. The ceiling did make a huge effect on the arena. The fans are right on top of you. You could fit almost 20,000 fans in that arena, and it's one of the best arenas in the world to perform in. And no doubt in my mind, it's definitely one of the best.
Chicago, the crowd brings it. You can feel it in the ring as a performer, and that just brings electricity. And I've
stuff
seen
like
so
that.
many good shows in that building.
I can't imagine being a professional wrestler in a situation like that where it's night after night, you're portraying this character, you have to stay in character, but then something like that hits you. Like you said, you're in the ring and I can't imagine not smirking or smiling or breaking character for just an instant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To like feel some of these real emotions and physical
That's
feelings.
why
that
all
you're
those people come back. Like they miss that kind of reaction.
Yeah.
The Hall of Famers and the people from the past, they'll come out and they might milk the audience a little bit just because it's like they haven't felt that. Mm-hmm. And once you get that high night after night after night, you miss that.
Not so much now, but 5-7 years ago, The Rock was like the biggest star on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he would say, and I do believe him when he says it, there is nothing like coming into the ring, professional wrestling. And there's times within the past year that he comes out and he does this thing now, which he didn't used to do, where he points to his arm. And he's getting like goosebumps on his arm. Like he's basically showing for the camera, like this is it. This is the shit.
Yeah.
This is the highest thing that I can reach. Nothing feels like this feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that just
And that's a lot of fun.
feeling amazing.
Yeah.
That has to feel amazing. Mm-hmm. Like
There's 10, 20,000 people screaming, cheering for you or booing you, whatever that looks like, that energy.
And it
Yeah.
only works if you buy into it.
Yeah.
All these people in the crowd, we all know what's going on. We've all ponied up our money, and we're going to play make-believe for a while. And if you buy into it and have fun with it, and there'll be, like, creative chants. And I was watching recently, they just did a pay-per-view in Scotland.
Yes.
They were doing songs for Sami Zayn that no one else has ever done. They were trying to come up with like original chants, and sometimes they'll co-op like soccer and football chants and work things in, and they were doing that for Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And the whole arena is just going off doing this chant that he's never heard before, and he's trying to compete in a match, but I know that's got to be fucking with, like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm traveling the country, the United States, constantly. Whatever's happening tonight in this arena does not usually happen.
Yeah, but it will now, because a lot of times that'll stick and they will work that in. Well, but it's never the same as the first time.
We're currently in a time in WWE, as it is now, that is professional wrestling has not been this popular since the Attitude Era.
I was going to say, it seems like
it's on the come up.
This insane
Vince is
resurgence.
Gone. Long live the Triple H era.
Well, that's what I want to segue
Stephanie,
into.
I want to show a lot of love to Stephanie.
Okay.
What's up, girl? If
professional wrestling is often seen, especially WWE, in eras, and we are in a new era. They've kind of officially announced it, which kind of takes the fun out of it, announcing that.
That seems a little corny.
But with that new era, I think there are going to be massive swings taken here. They're branching out into the Middle East and Europe in ways they never have before. There are truly global initiatives happening to start smaller developmental things across the globe.
Why wouldn't you?
And when you go to different countries and you get in these big arenas and they sell out, you are getting different types of fans doing different things, bringing different energies.
Yeah.
It's a testament to how far that this product reaches. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. This is a product.
And it's generational. Because
it is at this point,
I think our generation of the kids that came up in the 80s, we are more likely to bring our offspring into it. I know all three kids that I have raised have been to WWE events over the years and have been into wrestling pretty hard for a while. Jackson, not into it now, but it may be something he eventually comes back to on his own. I'm not going to force anything. But, it's something that continues on, and there's that fun aspect of the 80s that I think there's a lot of. The younger group can still have that kayfabe in some ways, and you want the quote-unquote magic to still be real.
Yeah.
A lot of my favorite moments come from a very limited amount of time, from when I was like 6 to 10, where I was all in.
Yeah.
Like this was like a comic book brought to life.
I was just gonna say that
felt
seems to
real.
be the magic of WWF and wrestling in general.
Yeah.
This is as close as you're going to get to a comic book playing out.
I would love for Henry to get into wrestling right now,
motherfucker,
and have a great 5-year run.
I was just gonna say and it really hit home.
He can't watch the
yesterday.
80s shit though. He's got to watch the current stuff.
I've been thinking about it because that kid, and it really, it's one of those things that makes my heart happy. And I know that sounds very corny to say, but I stay with me. He loves to wrestle. He loves like any little boy. You had a daughter, but you had little brothers. I mean, the best thing
you have to treat little boys like dogs. They have all this energy. They need to get it out.
They got to run it out. And half the fun about growing up with brothers or having a son is you get to roughhouse. You yourself as a man get to go back to that place when you needed to get that energy out. So like yesterday, we were going ham. The babysitter, Shawna takes the babysitter home, and him and I just are going bonkers. We're chasing each other. We're wrestling. We are tackling one another.
Tackling fuel.
We are getting up. We're up on the bed, and he has this thing, and he'll do it when his little buddies are.
Is he hitting you with
him.
a frog splash? I used to do so many frog splashes onto my pillows off my 4-poster bed. I was not supposed to be climbing. I did the Undertaker old school where my bed looked like a covered wagon. My grandpa built it. And I would climb up on the post, and then I would walk across between, and then I would do a jump off of it. I had full-on pillow wrestling matches in my room.
I'm gonna have to get Shawna to try to video this.
Yes,
because
I
let
would.
me tell
I
you
would love
something.
to see his
The
ring
future
ability.
is truly, it's Henry's oyster. He's very smart. The kid is actually pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. He's going to be the next Miz.
He's very creative, and the kid is fucking athletic.
Yeah.
Because we're horsing around. He's done it before, and he loves wrestling. Like anytime his little buddies are around, attack my dad. And I mean, he just leads the charge, and
Well, that's just him, channeling his tension that he clearly carries for you.
so he will do this thing, and I'll be on the bed like we're wrestling. I'll push him aside like, "Oh, get away from me!" And he's like, "No, power bomb!" And he will jump.
He lifts you over his head
No.
and slams
Well,
you.
his version of power bomb.
Well, he's wrong.
He will jump in the air, and I mean the kid is getting he's getting some air, and he will jump up, tuck his legs, and come into my rib cage, knees and shins, and just boom.
And then pin you for the 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
And he'll land on me, and then he'll jump. Take that! You're done. Like he's
Kid's a natural, it sounds like.
I think he's.
We need to take him to see a show. I already got to
I
take
was
Kevin
just gonna
and
say.
Ian. The next time wrestling
Okay.
comes to the Civic Center, I will
Yeah?
have tickets for the company box. I want Henry to go to his first wrestling show.
Can we do that? Can Uncle Dustin take him to his first wrestling show?
I already got Ian
Because
covered.
I think that kid needs.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna dig it.
and he's going to have the space to. He's not going to be confined to a seat.
Okay.
He will have room to.
In the box.
Yeah, he can pace. If
I
he
want
needs
him to go nuts because part of the problem, like this whole thing, Derek doesn't know a lot about wrestling. I will explain that.
They're in
after
Bloomington this weekend, but I don't have tickets for that.
There is a
WWE?
reason.
Yeah,
Grossinger?
Saturday.
Oh, cool.
There is a reason why I don't know a lot about it. We will get to that at the end of the favorite.
But we got
moments.
to talk about favorite moments.
Yes, we really, but this is one thing I love about this episode. One, it has been an opportunity.
We're not even
for-
close to Batman yet.
For you two to really stretch your legs, to really go fucking ham, and to fucking educate me. And I get to shut up for a little bit. Because constantly it's me talking like, oh, this is the man,
I haven't noticed that.
producer, and fucking Shooky Levy.
Here's the thing. Shooky Levy, he
Came
could
to
have
that.
written some amazing entrance themes
Yeah.
for the WWF superstars. That is
Plus,
one.
I'm drinking, so this is really great.
That's another thing
is
WWF did that a lot of companies did not do. They created entrance music for their superstars to come to the ring to.
Yeah.
Back in some of the territory days, like the Fabulous Freebirds would come out to Freebird by Leonard Skinner. You can't do that now,
No.
but like they would just play it.
Yeah.
And there were some other wrestlers that would have specific songs. Ric Flair always had the Space Odyssey 2001, like that instrumental. That was always his entrance. Macho Man did Pomp and Circumstance. But then you had fucking Hulk Hogan's I'm a Real American, written by Rick Derringer. Rock
Rick
and roll
fucking
hoochie coo.
Derringer, man.
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you gotta take a stand, it don't have to hide. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I gotta be a man, I can't let it slide. I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life. I feel strong about right.
He wrote
I
that
knew that.
song. It was originally for Mike Rotundo and Barry
Well, before
Windham,
that,
the U.S. Express.
He had a song that ended up becoming Bonnie Tyler's song.
Yeah,
That's IRS.
yeah. IRS, Bray Wyatt's daddy. and they would create these specific theme songs for these
It's
superstars.
fucking rad.
And that's something that continues on to this day. But now they even have mainstream bands recording these songs.
Well, hell yeah, you
For
I think
these
some of these
wrestlers-
bands grew up with wrestling. Like, hey, Fall Out Boy or whomever.
I saw the band Rev Theory down the road from your house, or up the road from your house at the convention center at the top of the hill here.
Yeah.
They played to a crowd of 50 people, and I heard them play, I hear voices.
Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got tools in your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's drying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head.
They did the Randy Orton theme song. And I was like, this is great. This is in their set. They are playing the Randy Orton song
funny.
in their set.
Yeah, a couple years ago, Dustin and I, for probably 6-7 years now, have been going to Riot Fest together.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, Living Color came. They're on the side stages.
shit.
And their big song, their only real song that anyone, including myself, can name, Cult of Personality, is.
Yeah. Cody Barra and his band did a hell of a cover of it.
It's for a while now been the theme song for Chicago native CM Punk, one Phil Brooks. And when they played Riot Fest, CM Punk came out and people were going
Fucking
nuts for
A.
him.
He introduced the band.
Yeah,
Oh, that's rad.
Did he introduce the band or just that song? I think it was towards the end of the set. He came out and just.
Oh, I
introduced
thought it
that
was at the
song.
beginning of it.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't
I think
remember.
when he came out, he said, "I love this song. I used to play it when I was in Little League. It's my favorite song in the world. This is the best band in the world, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Cult of Personality and Living Color. And they played it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool to see Punk there in his hometown
I
introducing the
called
band. That
it.
he
It was
loved.
great.
Oh, he's a Chicago boy.
Yeah, he is.
Rad.
So that was really cool.
He's still around.
Speaking of theme songs and the people who
Very
make them,
cool.
so.
Very cool.
Favorite moments?
Yes, her second favorite moment only makes me feel slightly inadequate and makes me want to do
Val Venus.
makes me want to start doing some sounds.
ladies.
Shawn Michaels ladder match where his pants get pulled down, and in her words, you see that smooth bare ass.
Guess what, Shawna?
She's thirsty.
I saw Derek's smooth bare ass at our apartment a couple times.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to see it, but I saw it.
saw it.
The towel was not covering his behind. And you know what? In my brief glimpse before I turned and averted my gaze, it looked pretty smooth.
Thank you.
No
But
touching?
Thank you for saying
It was
that.
20 years ago.
Thank you for saying
So I can only imagine the follicle growth has prospered a little bit more than back then. But if you're keeping up,
Do you have a
on-
10-year-old's ass now?
Yeah.
12-year-olds.
Okay. There you go. I've seen
Ruddy
worse,
and in the
Shawna.
throes of
I've seen
puberty.
worse.
Yes, there are worse asses
Sure.
than mine.
Sure.
Sure. I'm going to throw out an honorable
That
mention.
was on. He was on a ladder or
Yep,
something.
yep,
Yeah.
and his breeches got pulled
It
down.
was him and Razor Ramon, or
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's another one of my favorites.
Was that the inaugural ladder match?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think
They-
so. I
they
think
had
she
a
said it was the
great-
first one. Wasn't it?
Great run. I prefer ladder match 2.
Electric
but
Boogaloo.
A lot of people really like that first one. It's great.
2 is in the same opponents.
Yeah, it was Shawn and Razor rematch,
Trying to capture
with
that
ladders,
magic again?
and I think they nailed it.
Did they? Okay.
I thought the second one was better.
This
but
time
that's
his ball
just me.
bag was out.
Yeah,
Pulled the front down.
Smooth as a baby's ass. An honorable mention as far as favorite moments and
Ani
associated
Menchie.
with the with the WWF. She was a giant fan and realizes it was a very cheesy and not very good movie.
Paul White, the Giant.
No Holds Bar,
Oh.
which was released on June 2nd, 1989.
First episode of Drunk at the Movies ever.
So, not only has Batman celebrated a 35th anniversary. So is no hope.
Debo as Zeus.
Go to sleep for Debo. I didn't know what that meant for the longest time.
You go to sleep for Debo?
No, that the name of the movie. I didn't know what it meant.
No holds barred.
Yeah, basically saying there's no move that you can't do in this match.
It's game on.
No holds barred. It is a weird way to say that.
It is. It's a weird turn of phrase.
It is bizarre.
Gorilla Monsoon never explained it. I just accepted it at face value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a weird
Instead of heel value. Did I do it right?
I have the DVD.
You did it right.
Like I said, it was the first episode of Drunk at the Movies. That's the last time I saw it, and that was like 6 years ago.
Doesn't some guy yelled duty in that movie? Then some guy poop his pants and the word duties yelled? Is that right?
I did see that movie when I was a kid.
Wow.
It was HBO free weekend.
I never did.
You never saw it?
I never
No
saw it
shit.
until I was an adult.
So you have seen it.
I got one on him.
Yeah, you saw it before I did.
Yep.
I could tell it was
HBO
a piece
free
of
weekend
shit,
during a
and I didn't
long
want to
bath.
watch it.
It was not great.
What's that smell?
The number one favorite moment, and I consider it the number one because even me, very much a layperson, remembers this. I remember my friends talking about it at recess. Hogan body slams Andre the Giant.
Hold on. You're younger than me. I was like 3 when that happened.
I can remember friends referencing it.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm not
like,
saying- hold
As
on,
for
hold on.
when it happened, that was something I
hold
came
on.
to years later.
I don't remember when it happened, but
Okay.
I can remember friends referencing it because I had
Gotcha.
friends that liked wrestling, and they would say things like, "I'll body slam you like Andre the Giant," blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah, something like horsing around. But like as far as
Yeah,
like
that was, like,
referencing it live and stuff like that,
right before I got
Yeah.
into it. Was,
I don't know what
when
year that happened, but I can remember friends talking about.
Oh yeah, it was the irresistible force meets the immovable object. That's what Gorilla
That is
Monsoon said.
mine and Shawna's relationship.
The immovable force, isn't it?
The irresistible force. That's Hogan. Meets the immovable object.
Yes.
Andre.
I thought the irresistible force was Nia Jax.
And then there's testicular fortitude.
Okay. All right.
And that's what Vince had.
And then
it
there's
got him in trouble.
And then there's testicular torsion. Check your balls.
Oof, don't want them tangled up.
You don't want them tangled up. What are some of your guys'
I got favorite moments. How about Virgil when he turned finally on Ted DiBiase?
The $1 Million Man's manservant.
Yeah.
Which is not a good look when the manservant is a black man.
It took 1991. Virgil finally had enough
So hold on a second.
and turned on DiBiase,
Yeah.
and then they had a feud for a while, and that was fun. But much like Otis finally resisting Chad Gable's unfortunate teachings
Yes.
currently,
Yeah.
it's that kind of moment. It happens generationally.
R.I.P. Vincent / Virgil.
Yeah, lonely Virgil. You live on forever.
In my heart.
My favorite moment, I guess, it's like the peak probably of my childhood fandom.
Yeah.
I have the shirt. It's WrestleMania 6. It's the main event. It's fucking Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior.
Upon the examination of the galaxies of space, images begin to appear. Images of strange and powerful forces. But of all the forces of the universe, the two most powerful, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, prepare to explode. Champion versus champion. Title for title. It's the ultimate challenge. It's
Thank you for that. We have lots of happy listeners right now.
the way I remember it.
The heavyweight champion against the Intercontinental champion. And they're both good guys. That had never happened.
The good guys
They're
face
putting
off.
two good guys against each other, belts on the line.
Spider-Man versus Hulk.
If Hulk Hogan wins, he inherits the Intercontinental belt that he clearly should not be carrying. If Ultimate Warrior wins, he's got both belts.
Right.
And then he's got to relinquish one.
Yes, you do
And
have
then
to
there's
relinquish.
probably a tournament involved. That's usually what happens.
Got to relinquish.
So that was crazy. Good guy versus good guy. The two top people in the company. But there was a lack of heels, and they were like, "This will be interesting," and it was.
They should have went to Designer Shoe Warehouse.
Yeah.
Wrong heels.
The later in the Attitude Era, the lines would become a little bit more blurred for heels and faces, and it kind of continues somewhat to this day. And there was a WrestleMania where both Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, they would headline that WrestleMania, and they both went in as faces, as essentially good guys. People liked both of them for the most part. And one of them left as a heel. They made a turn. That did not happen with the Hogan versus.
They both left heroes or faces.
Yes, and the Ultimate Warrior would go on to win. And you know, Hogan had at that point had like a 5 to 7 year run as the champion, as the name of the company or the face of the company. And at that point, it was one of those, you know, torch handing moments, saying, "Hey, you know what? This is the next guy. Maybe I go take a 6-month vacation."
Sure.
So but the problem was the Ultimate Warrior maybe go down as one of the worst professional wrestlers as far as technical ability in the history of the
I
company.
was going to say, wrestling has come up a number of times on this show. And you guys have both said, like, you know, the guy does 6 moves or runs into the ring like a savage, and he's gassed after, 90 seconds?
Half of his moveset is I did cocaine before I came out. Yeah. When you are a professional wrestler, you need to be equal parts technical
and steroid?
technical ability and ability on the mic.
Yeah.
That
does seem to be the big thing with this. Like, you got to be good on the stick,
Yeah.
and you got to be good in the ring.
guys like Chris Benoit and Bret Hart, incredible top-tier technical wrestlers who just never were awesome on the microphone.
Yeah.
And that's a key component. The Ultimate Warrior did have the ability. He had a certain amount of charisma. He wasn't excellent on the mic, but he had this look and he had the charisma.
All right, I thank you very much, Vince McMahon. I've got to pose some of the questions to you, Ultimate Warrior, that Vince just discussed with the World Wrestling Federation champion, Hulk Hogan. First of all, what happened tonight? Ultimate
What
Warrior.
happened tonight was already written, Hulk Hogan. It was written a long time ago when the warriors that came before me and you. Yes, I'll do it. Now what we must do is beyond us, Hulk Hogan. I stood with my back to you, Hulk Hogan. And I knew you would not come. But Hulk Hogan, when I looked into your eyes, I saw walls filled with fear that ran thick through you, Hulk Hogan. At Royal Rumble, I needed no friends. I needed no partners. Every man stands by himself like the Ultimate Warrior always has. But Hulk Hogan, you still do not understand. You still have mistrust. I need not your protection, Hulk Hogan. Look on the wall of the Joe Louis Arena.
What in the world?
The warriors that could not come have attached themselves to the outer structure, Hulk Hogan. They're seeping through, feeding me with the power to survive. They ride on my back for my protection. I need not you, Hulk Hogan. And if you look closer, you will notice red and yellow, the colors of Hulkamania, Hulkamaniacs that are questioning. Do you have, Hulk Hogan, what it takes to be the most powerful force in the entire universe? Hulk Hogan, look at me, Hulk Hogan. Look at me!
What made you think I would ever allow a cripple into the 7? For fuck's sake, Ashley, don't look at him, look at me! Ashley! Look at
his wrestling ability was like a big pile of shit.
What's that smell? I was sitting at Capitol from a place long from here, and I came here for one reason: to attack and keep coming. Not to ask, but just to give. Not to want, but just to sin. Sin the power warrior down everybody's throat in the WWF till I become sick of it. Well, you're gonna get sick of it because this freaking nature right here is just beginning to swell. And when I get big enough, brother, there ain't gonna be room for anybody else but me and all the warriors floating through the veins and the power of the warrior.
No, he was not a good wrestler.
No.
But people loved him. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, how many T-shirts can you sell? And if the answer is a lot, then you might get a belt.
That really seems to be what it comes down to. Like,
anything.
how marketable are you? How can we position you? How are you for the brand?
It's about merch sales, and it's not always like just because you have the most merch sales are you going to be the champion. They ride that line. How long can we get you in the spotlight without making you a championship and maintain those sales? Because there's a guy
that chases the money sometimes.
Last year, a guy who truly came to huge prominence is a guy who goes by the name of L.A. Knight. Never has had a championship around his waist, but he's had some opportunities, and people really love him. He's fun and good on the mic. Yeah. He's a pretty decent professional wrestler, but he sells well, and so they don't feel the need to put a belt on him yet. He will get one eventually,
sure.
But it's riding that line of merch sales and popularity versus when do we need to put a championship on someone? When do we need to push them appropriately? But at the end of the day, it is about money. It's about moving units.
It's always about money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think being an outsider to the culture.
That was WCW with the NWO.
The Outsiders. And Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Yeah. That's a totally different thing. We're
different-
talking WWF
that's a whole
class.
different bag.
Get your shit together.
It's different episode.
I think we're talking about two different types of outsiders.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm. The Perfect Circle song.
And we get
single. It's a popular
even
single.
crazier if somebody brings up J.D. Salinger.
That's right.
Wolfpack, baby.
Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. You might find yourself in a body bag.
Watch Vice.
I
Who
remember
Killed
that.
WCW miniseries. It just finished.
Well, no, for me, outside looking in, that really seems to be, especially at this age, that is the impressive part about the WWF. And I know now it's called the WWE. We're going to call it
There's
WWF.
pandas involved now.
There's the fucking pandas involved in the whole goddamn thing. As I started getting older, my field of study became focused on ostensibly branding. I went to school. I got a communications degree. The focus was PR, but there was a lot of marketing involved with that. There was a lot of journalistic writing involved with that, and there was a lot of advertising involved with that. These are all disciplines I have a great deal of respect for. We've talked about it before, like, you know, well, Derek, what's your favorite things? Motu's obviously your favorite toy line. No, it's my favorite brand. It's my favorite brand for how it's positioned. It's my favorite brand for how it was executed. Oh, but is it your favorite cartoon? No, my favorite cartoon is Thundercats for how that was positioned. Well, what's your favorite toy? My favorite toy is Superpowers because of how it was designed. There's all these weird little factors that go into what makes something a favorite for me. What is impressive to me? And yes, I don't know a whole lot about it.
I feel you know a lot more now.
I know a
than
lot
you
more
did.
now. I don't know a whole lot about the whole downfall of Vince McMahon. I don't even necessarily know that I want to know.
You
about
probably
it right now.
don't. I read the whole
'Cause
court's documents, and I told Kevin and Jason the
seems
details,
very
so they didn't have to
dark.
read it.
It seems very, very
It's
dark.
very dark.
Whatever the fuck happened.
There's poop involved.
Okay.
It's dark.
It's very dark.
Someone that ought to grumpy.
Chef the Grumpy in the back.
Tag team grumpies.
A mega pint.
The mega powers. Not in my book.
No way, Jose. But for me, what I do respect about the WWF and wrestling in general is just the absurd amount of energy. And I say that with a great deal of respect. that went into branding this, that went into positioning this, because this wasn't just let's have some characters and intro music. No. It was, we're going to brand these characters. These characters themselves. Each character is a brand within the brand.
And they own the rights to the names. They are trademarked. That's why there's some people that come in and they do not have the names they had in other places because WWF/E wants to trademark that and own it.
Yeah.
So they can release
and they will most
merchandise.
likely make them the most popular version of themselves they've ever been.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson became Daniel Bryan. And that
had an incredible run at WWE.
And then he went back to independence and retired, and his real name's Bryan Danielson, which is what he had wrestled under. And then, you've got The Miz, which that was a character he made up on The Real World when he was a cast member. And
Who I've been accused of looking like?
You've got Mizanin features. You could be a cousin. And also just personality-wise, you guys you're cut from the same cloth.
All right.
But yeah, that's something like
You're the expert,
we're gonna own that.
That's cool that you're you get an appreciation for the creative side of this, the creation of these characters. But let it be known that they put on 2 live shows a week. They record some stuff for Saturday nights.
There's more than that
goes into
though.
this.
But no, I'm saying they record 2
live.
They record
Okay.
2 live shows a week, and then there's maybe 2 other live shows in there.
NXT.
This is a massive production moving around the country like fucking Barnum and Bailey.
This is a giant moving organism.
It is true.
Kind of amazing.
There's nothing else like
International.
it. There's nothing else like what they do.
This isn't all respect to. I know I'm not a big sports ball guy. That's its own thing. This is something else altogether. This is a whole different goddamn beast that is honestly kind of incredible. So, to your point, this is, you're doing shows in different towns, and it's live events, and it's pre-records, and it's pay-per-views, employing God only knows how many fucking people. That's incredible. That's just that aspect of it.
There are people building sets, tearing things down. There's pyrotechnics. There's lighting. There's the performers. There's referees.
Writers.
It's the machine behind this is it truly is unbelievable. It's whether or not you like to watch professional wrestling or not, what they do is to be respected.
And their
was just
TV
gonna say-
production team is second to none. For a long time, one of my dream jobs was working for WWE Home Video and working on their editing, their documentaries. I own them all on Blu-ray or DVD. They're great. They're very well done. And now they're all on Peacock. You can just dive in.
You look at the final product, the events, the televised events. That's amazing in and of itself. But to your point, the work that goes into doing that, the setup and the teardown.
Yeah, those are all people doing physical
pyrotechnics,
manual work.
The visuals,
multiple days a
you're
week.
You're talking lighting. You're talking anything related to any kind of visual media at the event. That's incredible.
There's 3 cameramen out there. There's a command center in the back that was built that day.
Yeah.
And there's a director back there saying, shoot camera
You gotta
2,
be
camera
in
3,
position
stay
for
in
a
camera
certain
3,
spot.
stay in camera 3. Now we're moving to camera 2. It's insane.
On a much more low rent tier. I've worked on that side. I've worked in production. I've worked in television. Just doing a newscast is very. Everything is down to a minute. Everything is down to this. This is this. CG in, CG out. Story in, story out.
They're telling a story. It's not just,
You're
did you
doing
happen
it-
to get the good shot? No, we need to show exactly this. But we
Yes.
can't show this because this is coming up, so we have to be in the right spot.
There is a lot
It's
of
insane
choreography.
what they do.
There's a lot of choreography.
Yeah, it
to
is choreographed fighting.
And that is, well, it's not just the fighting. It's
Yeah.
it's the production of it. The production of how this is made. There's a choreography to it. There's a science to it. There's a process. It is amazing.
Yeah. And
That's
some of it is
amazing.
done on the fly in the ring between the performers. They know
Which that speaks to how awesome they are.
They
okay,
know
this is on
where
the fly
to
and we got to
get.
make this.
But there are certain big spots that they're like, okay, at this point we're going to do this.
Yeah.
But during the match, one of the 2 people is calling what's going on. And if once you're cued in and you know what to look for, you can't not see it.
You got to
But
think there's a lot of trust involved with that.
for sure,
With the
it is a
performers and the
business
talent.
where that's why
Like,
Bret
I'm going to do this. You got to know I'm going to do this. So
Bret
if I'm
Hart
going this
fucking
way, you
hates
gotta go that way.
Goldberg because of that.
Oh,
Goldberg went in the ring with him, and Bret Hart thought something was going to happen, and Goldberg didn't do what he thought was supposed to happen.
Kicked
and
him
Bret
right in the face.
Kicked him and Hart got a concussion and
Fucked
had
him up big
health
time.
issues,
Yeah.
and to this day still fucking hates Bill Goldberg.
Well,
because
Goldberg
he's
was a shit wrestler,
He
too.
shouldn't have been in there. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Did you ever see that match with Goldberg and Haku?
The Goldberg and Undertaker one recently. That was
that's
horrible.
a nightmare. But no, back in Goldberg's heyday, he did one with Haku where like people were being dropped on their heads. It is fucked up.
Yeah.
Goldberg was a shit wrestler that had an insane amount of steam behind him. They couldn't not feature him. He was a money making machine for a while.
but nobody was like having their druthers about him. Enough
He
to,
was like
pump
the
brakes.
ultimate warrior.
Let's pull you aside and at least get your technical skills.
You
and
can't
stuff
stop a
nope,
freight
let's just
train.
keep going.
When that freight train is just pumping money down the line, you can't stop that shit.
Capitalism.
Who's next?
Well, I will say this before we kick the commercial. It is probably insane to you guys and our listeners that like I must be an island in that I'm the only 80s baby Gen Xer that wasn't into wrestling.
No, it's not insane to me.
Really?
No, I get it.
Because it just
It's not for
seems-
everybody.
No, it is not.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't
Just for
so
cool
much-
people who are super cool and sweet and
Yeah,
smart.
guys. Here's the thing. It wasn't so much that it wasn't necessarily for me. Because, I mean, in the 80s, you had a shit ton of... You had bed sheets. You had the wrestling buddies that had
you
Little
gotta be
Pete.
careful with those bed sheets.
You had Little Pete.
It can be problematic depending upon what territory you're in.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus. You had the little
You talking
wrestling...
about all white bed sheets in the South?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm sure.
I'm talking about WWF branded bread.
Oh,
bed sheets.
okay. All right. Yeah.
The LJN rubber figures and little finger puppet kind of figures, but the little wrestling buddies that were like pillows. All of that seems so cool to me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to
The wrestling
understand
buddies
it,
were pretty cool.
and I wanted to be a part of it. Somebody told me it was stupid, and you're not
Who's
gonna watch
somebody?
that. Susan.
Of course it was.
Yeah, I hate to go down that fucking well, but that is why I never really got to enjoy it. She thought it was stupid.
Well, I don't. I think my parents probably thought it was stupid too, but I still watched it.
Yeah.
My cousins were into it, and they always went. I didn't go to live wrestling until I was in high school and bought my own ticket to go with my cousins, and we sat front row. I got to touch the championship belt and Shawn Michaels' sweaty chest the first time I ever. I got to see.
You get to touch that bare ass?
I got to know. I didn't.
Damn.
It looked smooth.
Sorry,
though.
honey.
I got to see Vader and the Ultimate Warrior and the British Bulldog and a bunch of my old favorites. But part of me was like, I should have been at this like 10 years earlier when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't my parents take me to this?
I only went with a friend of mine. My dad wasn't into it. He doesn't know much about professional wrestling. It started with me, and I did take my daughter to one probably about 10 years ago. We went to an event in Pacific Center untelevised. Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, especially as a parent, that I'm finding out now that my son's 5. Sometimes your children are going to like stuff that you think is fucking stupid. Mm-hmm. But they like if it's not
21 Savage.
if it's not harmful to them, if it's not bad or sending a bad message or anything like that, or it's something they're going to watch and they're going to emulate bad behavior necessarily, what's the harm in it?
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Is something we probably a rabbit hole we can get into another time with Jesse Ventura. That is one thing I do not understand about that one. Okay, you thought it was stupid. Fine, think it's stupid.
It's not for you.
It's not
Susan.
for you. Mm-hmm. You didn't have girls. Sorry about you. What's wrong with me watching this? What's wrong
In
with
the
me?
Attitude Era, I get it. But in the
Yes.
80s,
In the 80s,
I do not.
it was all shtick.
When they're doing bra and panty matches, I can understand Susan have a
Yeah.
problem with that, and Derek being like, but I want to watch that.
But I want to go to there.
You take a hot bath. I'm going to watch.
Go take your long fucking
Stacey
bath.
Keebler.
I'll
and
stand in the
Tori
hallway.
I'll
Wilson.
stand in the hallway. I got the recall button already
It's
set up.
on basic cable.
You go do you.
Puppies.
That I would understand, but like, no, she was one of those people that
Yeah, you can't have a problem morally with the WWF
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
It is so basic.
Yeah, it's very
very PG back
Very
The bad guy is
make cartoons real people.
Yeah.
There it is. But whatever, that's her fucking problem.
The
I do
thing-
want to introduce Henry. To
Hey
it, though.
Susan, come on out. Let's have you talk
At this
about
point,
what-
honestly, I'd
Yeah.
welcome you two fuckers having her here.
It was very cartoon-like
material.
back then, for sure. And the kayfabe idea of professional wrestling not being 100% real has been long broken. But we are in a weird era of professional wrestling right now. They will call it the Triple H or Paul Levesque era. But I'm more so talking about like the fact that the way professional wrestlers will talk online and their social media accounts, like there is a kind of a situation where like you really don't still know what's real and what's not. Like anything can be an angle.
Almost makes it
on
fun.
Instagram right now. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's baby boy. He's in the business now.
Yeah.
He was involved in a storyline when he was like single digits.
Yeah.
And it was like the fight over the custody of Dominic. And it was
Yes.
Rey Mysterio against Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
And Eddie was insinuating, I might be Dominic's dad. And I remember...
And the kid was in on it.
and the kid was in on
his
it.
real life child was
And
there.
front row.
Probably
and
like
now,
8 or 9. Yeah.
And now he's in the business.
That's
and
kinda
wrestling
fucking
is
cool,
dad.
though.
He's
doing very
continuing
well.
on the
That's
legacy.
kind of cool.
He's doing real well.
But they've
yeah.
got this plot line right now where like his quote unquote kayfabe girlfriend, Rhea Ripley, is injured and he calls her mommy. And now on Instagram, Liv Morgan on Father's Day posts a picture of the two of them and says, Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Like they are crossing over into social media.
It's
and-
almost more immersive.
yeah, for sure.
That's what it
and
seems
and
like.
they're having fun with it, and I appreciate that.
That's
You
aspect.
never. I mean that's more directly in storyline, but there are things that's just like, is this part of the storyline or is it not? Is this person like the kayfabe aspect of they are definitely doing a dance in that ring that's been pre choreographed, great. But as far as the story goes, there are elements to where it's like, I think we're just gonna have to wait this out to see if this is real or not. It's an interesting time to be a fan of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. Any final words?
Goodbye
on the matter.
Sorry.
What are we talking about next week?
Well, you know what we're going to do first. We're going to talk about that, but you know what? Let's stretch our legs. Let's take a breather. Let's kick the commercial, and we'll be back after these brief messages.
Will you please see what those boys are up to?
Introducing WWF Wrestling Buddies. Wrestling Buddies from Tonka. Funk 'em, bop 'em. Wrestling Buddies are looking for action.
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Nothing, Dad. Rocket!
Who do you think you are?
Dad, Hulk Hogan!
Wrestling Buddies want to be your buddy.
Henry, what's going on up there?
Nothing, dear.
WWF Wrestling Buddies, new from Tonka. Each sold separately.
No matter where you are, with some wrestlers, it's just like being in a wrestling ring. With Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Roddy Piper.
1, 2, 3, kids!
Wherever you are, it's like real wrestling action. With Junkyard Dog and Bulldog. Come wrestle anywhere with Hulk in the Iron Sheik.
Okay, kids, back to class.
Wrestle anywhere with Wrestling Superstars Thumb Wrestlers, new from LJN.
Big match at my house. I'll bring my guys. You have yours. I've got Junkyard Dog.
It's World Wrestling Federation Superstars.
I've got Brutus Beefcake. Here's George the Animal Steel. I've got Great Hammer Valentine. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
They're so real.
And Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Can you tell the difference? Wrestling Superstars, they're for real. Each sold separately from LJN.
It's the single greatest event in sports entertainment. WrestleMania, the grand spectacle, the showcase of the immortals. Now, you can relive every moment of every WrestleMania with this commemorative box set video collection. beginning with the historic birth of this grand tradition at New York's famed Madison Square Garden. The legendary encounter between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant in front of a record 93,173 fans in the Silver Dome. The Battle of Champions at the Sky Dome between Hulk and the Ultimate Warrior. The unforgettable Iron Man match when Shawn Michaels defeated Bret Hart for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. It's all here. All the memories, all the magic, all the glitz and glamour of all 13 WrestleManias. To order this historic video collection, call 815-734-1161 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. This video box set is just $79.99 plus shipping and handling. Call now.
You gotta love new WWF figures with real wrestling action. Jake the Snake Roberts versus the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
DiBiase lands a $1 Million punch. Match Hulk Hogan against the Macho King Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah, my almost master finish Hogan guaranteed.
Hogan slams him again. Match Andre the Giant against the Ultimate Warrior. Andre will squash the Ultimate Maniac. WWF figures so close to the real thing, it's like being in the ring.
This has been awesome. This has been seriously fucking awesome. It's nice to be taken to church. Wow. What a great birthday episode for my betrothed. Gentlemen, this is
I hope you're happy, Shawna. I hope we did okay.
We all hope you're happy, baby. I predict this will be a very good episode. You know our
I already
Hulk Hogan,
know it's a good episode. I've been here the whole time.
He edited it.
And then I put my
sure about that,
special
Mike?
sauce on it.
So to kind of give you a little inside baseball, our most popular episode on YouTube right now is Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
Hell yeah, it is.
It is over 700.
You're welcome. You guys are like, that's a horrible cartoon.
That episode
I know what
alone,
I'm doing.
At the time of recording, over 700
All the
views.
Hulkamaniacs want to hear about rock and wrestling and Brad Garrett.
It's been very interesting, but this has been...
Did JYD grab them cakes? I don't know. Watch episode 4 and find out.
This has been a lot of fun because, yes, it's for Shawna's birthday, but this has been very educational for me. This has been...
Derek likes to learn.
I do. I like learning, and it's nice every once in a while to be surprised by something. It's nice to learn something new about this... a piece of this massive tapestry that is our collective childhood experience.
I'm
for Gen
glad
Xers and shit.
that 40 years of knowledge in a topic that some would say is fucking stupid has worked out and provided entertainment for.
This has been very
for
rad.
people.
Very rad.
I think I got into wrestling in the late mid 80s. I was very, very young, so it has been with me most of my recollected life.
Very cool.
So,
cool.
I dipped in when I was young. I got back in when it became popular with WCW in like 97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
I think I hung on a little bit longer than most people and kind of dipped out around 2002 when it started to get bad after they bought WCW and the quality
that
went
was
down.
my dark period. Sure.
And then I took about 20 years off. And then about a year and a half ago, I started watching old professional wrestling stuff on YouTube. There are channels where I could just click on. There'd be video after video of old episodes of Raw or old episodes of like Sunday Night Heat, and I would see all these guys I remember, like, oh, I kind of remember that storyline. That was fun. Yeah. And then I just started watching. There are daily videos that several channels will do about current professional wrestling and genuine behind the scenes going ons, news in professional wrestling. And then that segued me right into Peacock and Hulu. Hulu will have Raw the next day and SmackDown the next day, so you can watch the truncated versions of those shows. And then Peacock will have the pay-per-views in real time, or premium live events as they're now known, PLEs. And for the past year or so, I have been back into professional wrestling. I see it as a complete regression at 42. I'm fine with that.
It's okay.
I embrace it, and I've been having fun with it. No, I know you've been there for a while. I know, but I've been having fun with it, and it's fun to watch and cool to see how much things have changed and how much things have stayed the same.
Are you so much into it that you are considering joining me for a trip to Vegas in April of next year for WrestleMania?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Rad.
420, I'm gonna be in Vegas.
Whoa.
Oh, that means Dustin's getting cheaper weed. It's already cheap in Vegas.
Going to Vegas. Stay tuned next episode because I have a story about exactly that.
All right, perfect. Yeah, WrestleMania coming to Las Vegas next year. Cousin John already got a hotel room reserved. I got to provide airfare and get tickets when they go on sale, but it has been loosely talked about, maybe Kevin even being involved, but I hope to attend my first WrestleMania next year.
Bitchin'.
Yeah.
Fucking
40,
A, man.
number 41. WrestleMania 41.
You got it right.
I'm hoping that comes together for you next year.
Because there's no 311 day.
Really?
Well, it's not in Vegas next year, so that's got.
Oh, that's right.
This
It's
is
a
going to be
cruise
my
year.
annual trip to Vegas.
I'm hoping next year I actually get to go to PowerCon and take Henry to his first PowerCon. That's historically it started out as a He-Man Motu centric convention. It's grown to include some other shit. It's typically in Ohio or it's in the Midwest, and it's a really great time. I really want to go. Really want to take him. I've shown him some videos and pictures of it. He thinks it looks so rad. So I'm hoping that comes together.
I hope so too.
But, and I'm going to hold you to take Henry to a wrestling event.
Oh, you don't have to hold me to it. As soon as they announce a show, I
You
will
just fucking
notify
message us.
you. Like,
and even if I can't, Shauna will
block
take him.
this date off.
Promise you that.
You, Sean, and Henry will all join me in the box,
Oh, it's going to be rad. That'll be rad.
and then and maybe Jason.
I will consider it a mitzvah.
Yeah.
But speaking of next week's episode, we're going to keep this wrestling theme going for a very treasured toy line of the 1980s, Muscle.
Minuscule unicyclists, severely challenged linguistically, but they're enthusiastic.
Yep, that's the name of the line. The butter sausage. Butter sausage, that's what I want to talk about. We are talking about Muscleman next week. That is a special...
You got a quarter? You can own one.
This week was special for Shauna. Next week, special for the both of you because it's on your list. I know you own them. I know you both love them.
And David Bobke requested it.
And Bobke...
Originally. He changed it to Food Fighters, but he did say Muscle
Bobke
was on
about
his
that.
short list.
Bobke was all about it. He did have a little bit of umbrance recently on Twitter. About Ghostbusters, and he did not like my opinion on Eraserhead. He couldn't necessarily defend it, but he did not like that I didn't.
It's
like
an unsettling movie.
It's a very, very unsettling movie. It's not
Derek,
for me. If you like it,
he can't handle that kind of stuff.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Jason and I are more prone to watch the weird shit.
Yeah.
No, I need a regular ass.
You need your blanket over your head.
Yeah, I watch
my head and my
all my
Batman
movies
anything.
reviewed blanket free.
You should really try it. You should lean.
I will.
You should lean into the.
I'll try it. I'm not going to say I like it, but I'll try it.
Don't poo it. But you can, of course, find both these gentlemen on X, Dutch Stick 11, Couch Pilots Pod. You can hear them every Friday on Radio Rewind with
Nostalgia Nate listens. Why don't you?
Yeah, get your shit together. How about it? Join them and our friend Grace every Friday. They have been rotating in some tremendous guests.
A lot of new guests. We got a
It's
couple
been
more
fun.
coming up soon. We did an episode where it was just Jason, myself, and Grace, just the triumvirate, and we knocked that out. But then we brought in some more new blood.
Nice.
And we got some local musicians. We got some old friends. It's a good time.
Spoiler alert, Grace will be making her debut this summer on Yesterdaze, and I'm really
No, it hasn't been recorded yet.
Look
You're
out.
tempting the devil when you say something like that.
She already committed. She gave a verbal agreement to do it.
I'm confident. I'm confident.
So that handshake agreement's all he needs.
I do, of course.
Yeah, you got to hold the wrist, though.
You gotta hold that wrist there. You can, of course, find me at Derek J. Hoover on X, or you can follow the show at Yesterdaze Pod on X. Send us some feedback on yesterdayspod@gmail.com, and please tune in to yesterdaysmedia.com for a schedule of upcoming shows.
Leave us a review.
Leave us a review, won't you, please?
Apple Podcasts or whatever have you.
Your podcast app of choice. Choose your own adventure. Speaking of which, you can choose your own adventure at Patreon. We have several different tiers.
Ben's got his own level. Jason's
Jason has
got his
own
nudes.
hot nude. Lots of spreading.
Airbrush free.
Airbrush free.
You're going to
is
see everything.
everything. It's jarring. I do, of course, want to thank our producers. That is going to be Mo, Patron Mike, our dear dear friend Allison Troy, the Retro Toy Princess, Nostalgia Nate, our Canadian brother, and of course our dear buddy Quisp. Hoping we didn't screw anything up with this wrestling episode, my friend. On that note, we, of course, will see you next Monday.
We got a 5-star review from somebody named DL Dustin. You found the monkeys. 5 stars. Come for the
you?
pop culture chat. Stay for the Brimley drops.
Is that you? Please tell me that's you. Please tell me
Of
that's
course
you.
it's me.
That's awesome. So I'm thinking,